Hi everyone, my name is askbaronsamedi, the alchemist. Welcome to my very first YouTube video, and today we're going to start this channel off by doing a prosperity elixir. Everybody needs it, everybody wants it, but right here is where you're going to get it. But before we get into that, let me tell you a little bit about this channel, what you can expect. You can expect the proper mechanics of how to do work. You can expect viable, correct instructions and ingredients to be utilized in all of your work, not spells. We got to get away from that. All of your work. And I'm going to teach you the mechanics of it all. This channel is very Ifa affiliate. I follow the Ifa spiritual system. It resonates with me. I understand the 7 African powers. I understand each Orisha, the 400 plus one of them. And let me tell you, I wouldn't mind being that plus one when I ascend to heaven. But without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, first I would like to start off by explaining to you guys that when I'm making my prosperity elixir, I love to use dark colored containers, mainly glass. Glass resonates from the earth. It's sand, heated sand, kiln, shango, if you want to say. Turns it into glass. This is very good at holding your elixirs of any such. But today, I just want to tell you guys that always use a colored container. This blocks out a lot of the sunlight because, believe it or not, after you consecrate this, your elixir doesn't need the sun. The sun will take away from the ingredients that's inside. But without further ado, let's start. Set this here. Now, the first thing you want to add when doing a prosperity elixir, the first thing you would want to add is, I like to go with the ginger. I like to go with a little ginger in it. As you know, ginger has a lot of healing properties. I've already cut several pieces of ginger so they can fit. Didn't want to be struggling on here for you guys. I like to take about 3 slivers of ginger. Second, I like to put a whole stick of cinnamon. As you know, cinnamon is fire. Cinnamon resonates with the sun. Cinnamon chases away all kind of bad spirit, and it gives that lovely fragrance at the end of the day. Okay, now, I am a big fan of lime. As you watch this page, you will see me using lime in just about every spells, from good to not so good. But lime chases away a lot of negativity. You drink lime and you make lime water, it rids your body of a lot of negative ions, protons, or however you call it. But we're going to put lime in here. Well, that's going in. Okay. Now next, this is very important. I would like to add bay leaves. Bay leaves has always been a prosperity bringer. Money, success, love. Just all around, bay leaves are the thing to use when you're doing anything dealing with money, spells, prosperity, abundance, all of it. Let me get one more little 3 in there. Now, everything I pick up, I'm gonna explain what it is. Some of it's named, some of it's not, but I'm gonna explain it to you. So this right here is cloves. Again, cloves resonate with fire. Cloves resonate with the sun, and cloves are just damn good at warding away evil and negativity as well. If you ever put this inside homemade beer, mead I should say, it gives it a nice spicy hit to it. So same can be said. Next, one of my favorite. I normally take a bath in this when I'm doing my spiritual recharges, like at least once a month. This is blueberry bark. Blueberry bark is great for spiritual recharge, moving all negative energy that you for people that you might have run into, such as, let's say you got a negative boss, negative co-worker, that's giving you a hard time without you having to do something bad to them, go home, run your nice tub, get you a quartz crystal or amethyst, some citrine, shake a little bit of this blueberry bark in the water, and just relax with a white candle around you, saying your mantras, whatever you want. Next, I like to use red clay dirt. Again, anything that absorbs negativity is what you would like to put in your abundance elixir. Prosperity elixir, abundance elixir, all around hands cleaner. Just 1 or 2 pinches of each. That's all it takes. Now, I'm going to show you this. This can be found at any grocery store. This is Bandai Peppermint, dried peppermint. If you're not putting peppermint in your abundance or prosperity elixir, you're doing something wrong. This resonates with the air. It aerates things. It just gives you that refreshing, that release that most people need. So a couple pinches of this. Now, this is underrated. This is underrated. I've heard it's been used in porridge. I've never eaten it. In some countries they do, but the way my grandma used to teach me was this is great for, you know, love, bringing love to you. If you crush it, sprinkle it on your candle, this gets love coming your way, or help you learn how to love a person or a thing or a situation. But right now it's called Anaya Star, and I'm gonna put it in here because if it's bringing love and candle work and all kind of other spell work, I want a little love along with that prosperity. I put two pinches in there. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about this right here. That's the Jericho plant. I took it directly off of my money altar. That's why that quarter dropped out of it. I'm going to replace it back and light another white candle when I get done. But this is the Jericho plant. As you know about Jericho plant, once you add water to it, it rehydrates, it blooms. Then when it dries out, it goes back up. This is a forever plant. So we would like to pluck pieces of the Jericho plant directly off of the Jericho plant. And we're going to just drop that in our prosperity and abundance elixir. Just a couple more. In my opinion, you can never have too much Jericho plant because we all suffer losses and we love to come back from them. Just keep that in mind when you're doing the Jericho plant. So now I'm going to get to the main ingredient. This is called the rue plant. And let me tell you something, it's not a good smelling plant if you're not adapted to magic or anything. If you go to any Santeria shop, bodega, anything, and you ask for the rue plant, you have to get Florida water. Have to get it. These two go hand in hand, husband and wife, love and marriage. So we're gonna take we're gonna put a generous amount of rue plant in your elixir. A generous amount, because this is warding off all kind of evil. I mean, this is gonna ward off anything bad coming your way. They don't like negative demons that have negative intent. They don't like the smell. They don't like the taste. They don't like the feel. This is just all around just positive. So I'm going to put a fair generous amount. Just break it off at the stem. Set that piece there for another one. There's a couple more spells and things I can do with that rue plant that I'll be bringing to you guys eventually. Ooh, the smell is kind of horrid. So we got to get that in there. I'm going to use the other half to stuff this on down. So we have that. Let me move these around. So now that we have our basic ingredients in here, I would like to add a little sea salt. Now the thing about sea salt is it's from the ocean, cleansing, purification. It absorbs and it gives. So you gotta have pure, authentic sea salt. Nothing bought from Publix or Walmart. Don't mean to name drop anything bad, but none of that crystallized sea salt. Go to your Botanica, go to your local spiritual shop and get you a bag of sea salt. They will scoop it out of a cup, put it in a nice bag for you, carry it home. This is the real deal. Giant crystals. I say about 2 to 3 pinches of it. Now, we have that. Now this right here, this is holy water. Need I say more? Me personally, I pray on it before I pour it into any of my spiritual elixirs, anything. Pray on it. Wash my hands with it. Smell it. Just all around this holy water. The label says so, but I pray on it before I do anything because I really want it to be holy. So you don't put too much in here. I'm going to get a funnel because I don't want to get my table dirty. Yeah, I know. I use a funnel. So just I like to pour just a third of it in here because we're gonna add a couple more, a couple more liquids to it. So just a third of the bottle, as long as we know it's in there. Good. That's about a third of it right there. Also, I like to use a little violet water. I don't know why. Grandma never told me why, but as I grown up, when I used to watch her make this same recipe, it was always violet water. Boy, go down to Botanica Miguel and get me some violet water. Didn't know what the hell she wanted, but I got it. So, violet water. And I'm just going to finish the rest of this bottle off. Not much. I'm finish the rest of this bottle off in here. Man, I love the smell. Love the smell. It brings me back to memories when Grandma used to be teaching us how to do this stuff, and she taught all the grandkids she liked. She taught us all this stuff, so we all know it. Now this right here, this is special. This is something of my own, gathering. Right here, this is water from January 1st, 2018. So this is water from the New Year's. And I think that night it was a full moon or something. But either way, I can't remember. But I drove all the way to the beach and gathered about 3 bottles of this. And this is great to use in any kind of spiritual work, any kind of ocean water, strictly for, it was the first of the year, renewal, refreshments, all of that. So I'm going to add a little bit in here. This is my personal preference. Most people could use all of the holy water, but I believe in what I do, and I want this to work for me and you. So I'm just going to pour a little bit in here. Got to save it. It's a lot of spell work that can be done with this right here. Now, this right here, I'm going to let you guys see it, can read it. This is storm water from Hurricane Irma. I set a bucket outside with a funnel attached, and all of the pure rain from the storm water that dropped down, that did not wash out. When the bucket didn't fly away. This is what I caught. It was full. I've done a couple spells for a couple people. Actually, this elixir right here is being done for a client of mine. So, but this is hurricane water from Hurricane Irma. Anytime, and if you research, anytime you're looking at storm water is good for love, helping people find a mate, love, anything like that. It kicks around that storm, and you would typically give an offering to Oya. But we'll get into the Orishas later, the Orisha parts of this later as you continue to watch the channel. But I'm gonna just drop a little bit of this storm water in here. You know, it washed away the old cleansed buildings, moved stuff around, you know, revealed hidden truths. So I'm going to put just a little bit in here. Just a little bit. We won't get another Hurricane Irma, ever. So, here is the stuff that makes this all worthwhile. Florida water. I tell you, I love it. Always use a brand new bottle when you're doing this. Don't settle for nothing. Don't settle for a half bottle, because you know you got to believe in what you do. So don't settle for a half a bottle. Always crack a fresh new bottle when you're doing any kind of elixirs, spiritual, or when you're doing any kind of work. $4 to $5 from your local botanica shop. Invest. So I'm going to pour the entire bottle in here. The entire bottle. Normally I would be singing a song, a happy song, but that's unto myself. I can't sing that well. And I don't want everybody to pick at me. I want you guys to take this serious, because I do. So while this is pouring, again, like I was saying in the intro, I follow the EFA spiritual system, 7 African powers, and let me tell you, I was a Christian for a long time, and when I discovered this about 10, 12 years ago, I understood everything about the universe just by following the pot of keys. You know, that tells a story, and you got to look deeper into this. The stories are not just the stories, they're lessons, they're fables. So now that we have put all of our liquids in here that we need, I'm going to set this down here. I'm going to add, let me make sure I got it all. I'm going to add a bonus. This is an actual shell from the ocean. Piece of coral, I should say, from the ocean. If you're going to do an abundance elixir, prosperity elixir, anything that you're going to use to remove any kind of negativity, I tell you, salt water, ocean water, I should say, sea salt is divine. It's perfect. You can't go wrong. You need it. So I'm just going to drop this in here as an added source of, I want Yemaya, another Orisha, to look on me, to imbue this with her power, her motherly figure, her motherly caring, and just assist with all my prayers. So we have that. So we have that. Now, if you look at it, it doesn't make much. It doesn't make much, but that's up to you. You can double everything I've said to increase it more, or you can, you know, just leave it like it is. But normally I would use two things of Florida water, you know, but being that this client of mine and I know this person, and I mean, this is what I'm doing right now is an actual bottle for him. So I'm going to go ahead and just add 2 bottles of Florida water to it, because it's just feeling it in my heart that I should. So bear with me. This is the second bottle of Florida water, because I really want that strong, intense smell to help ward away any kind of negativity that may be lurking anywhere for him. Man, I love the way this smells. I I love the way this smells. I mean, I wash my hands with it. I take a bath with it. When I take me a nice shower, I like to rub this all over me. Get that nice warm feeling. Smells good. My fiance loves it. This is just great. So I'm just going to set that down here. I'm going to shake this off. And I'm going to seal it. I'm going to give it a quick shake because we're not done. We've got all the rest. We got the rest of the ingredients, all the I'm going to say the kitchen ingredients. But now we got to add essential oils to this. Oils that people need for prosperity. But I'm going to give it a simple shake. And in a second, I'll come back and have my box of oils up here, and we'll go from there to continue this elixir. Okay, so now we're at the part where I like to call this right here pudding. Get it? Pudding. Well, I'll just be putting the proper oils in here because no abundant spell or spray, elixir, anything is ever complete if you don't have your oils to go in it. We put our plant-based herbs from the earth. Now we got to put our oils in here to just make it last, to make it stick, to give this the intent that we desire from it. And that's how we go. I believe in using droppers, not the pour system. I believe in using droppers. As you know, doing spiritual work can be very expensive for the person doing it and the person that has to purchase this stuff. So you want to use your oils and stuff sparingly, and just about 3 drops of every oil is enough to consecrate anything you do, whether it's candle work, putting anything on. When you're doing your spells, writing stuff on paper, and you got to drop your oils on them, use a dropper, not a pour system. So without further ado, the first oil I would like to add into my spiritual abundance elixir would be job. Let's face it, it's abundance. Spiritual abundance, prosperity. Everybody need to work, make money, whether it's your job, your business, or anything. Just go in here and just get a drop. About 3 drops in here. 1, 2, 3. Then I like to use a money in abundance oil. Again, about 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. Put the rest back. Surprisingly, I hate getting this money in abundance oil on my skin because I did it one time and I had a reaction to it, like not an allergic reaction, more so like I had a smell, and the smell wasn't pleasant. It was kind of like a sickly smell, and I'm like, what's going on? But because the oil of that didn't resonate with the oils on my skin, and it kind of like made me nauseous. So I try not to get it on my skin ever. Now, a key ingredient that a lot of people just don't understand the power of this. This is compelling oil. Keep in mind, we're making a spiritual elixir, an abundance elixir. We would like for the entities that we're going to consecrate this elixir with to do what we ask. Every time that we pour this on our hand and wipe our hands down before we walk in the building, or before we walk out the door, or before we go and shake someone's hand, because we gotta get a block going. Compelling oil. We want the entities that we're gonna consecrate this elixir with to do what we say. If we was made in God's image, you know what I'm saying? They should be doing what we say. 1, 2, 3. I like to do everything in 3s. One, because of the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. You know, Father represents matter. You know, the Son represents, you know, intent. And the Spirit represents, you know, just the spiritual talking of it all. This right here is love. This is love oil. We want abundance. We want prosperity. We want it all. We want the universe to show us some love. Typically, love oil is used in bringing marriages together, or helping marriages, bringing couples together. But you know what? Who says we can't use it in our abundance and prosperity elixir, asking the universe to show us a little love, huh? We use the compelling oil. Now, I'm going to look through here. Okay. High John the Conqueror. This is that guy that gets it done. High John the Conqueror is in his name. This guy gets it done. He is going to tell every entity what it is we need them to do. He's going to ride them. He's going to control them. He's going to, hey, this is what you got to do. At least that's what Grandma always told me. So we got to put him in here. I'm going to get him another one because I just care about him so much. He never let me down. Even when I was going through my hardest times, you know, this elixir right here got me through. Now, I want to say this about Jupiter. Now we're using Jupiter. I use Jupiter in all of my candle work when I'm doing my abundance candle work to bring me money, success, and prosperity for any avenue I go through. I like to use Jupiter. Typically, I use Jupiter oil on my candle work on Thursdays. As you know, that's Jupiter's day, but we'll get into that in a couple more videos once we get to know each other. We'll get into that a little later. I'll tell you about Jupiter, how I feel about Jupiter, and I'll give you a nice story of how Jupiter came to me in a dream, no doubt. I mean, told me everything I needed to know about how to utilize it, how to utilize him, the hours of the day, because those hours are very important to these entities. So now this right here, this is just good luck. I don't believe in luck because I believe in myself, but hey, somebody out there do. Let's drop that in here too. That kind of rhymes. Somebody out there do. Let's drop that in here too. That may just be our new theme song. Let me see what else. I got Jupiter. Oh, bend over. Now the thing about bend over is you use bend over in every single spell you do, because you're gonna tell this is gonna force. Even if the entity has any resolve in not doing what you want them to do, bend over will make them do it. I went into the local botanica and the guy said, I say, bend over, what the hell, man, you trying to sell me? And he said, they say this stuff is so powerful when used correctly that you can make a man bend over if you want. And that tends to be the joke in these botanicals when you're using bend over. I don't know, but on the bottle it got some dude bending over, so what the hell? If it could make a man go against his nature, I'm sure enough putting it in there. I want this entity that's going to consecrate this to do my will, to understand that I mean business. We got bend over in there. And I think I'm going to use one more. There's one more in here I want to use. And it's this one right here. This is Jinkx remover oil. I urge you all, carry this with you. Put this in your home. Put this on everything. People throw negative signs and hatred at you always. People envious of you. This is Jinkx remover. And let me tell you what a Jinkx is. A Jinkx is not somebody going to a spiritual worker and putting a curse on you. That's a curse. A Jinkx is somebody just wishing you so much negative energy that they manifest a problem in your life. So naturally, we want to put this in this abundance and prosperity elixir. because we want it to be removed every time we put on our hand. Whatever somebody done wished on us, we need that to go away. All the time, every time, anytime. So I'm going to be very generous with this right here. So, ooh, there we go. All the envy, jealousy, hatred, get the hell off of me. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's how I like to say. Now, the last thing I'm going to put in here is patchouli. Let me show you. This is patchouli. This is the last thing I'm going to put in here. And let me tell you a little bit about patchouli. Patchouli is that one ingredient that causes every other ingredient to act on a magical basis. Patchouli activates every single thing in here. Patchouli enhances your intent on all of your magic spells. You put patchouli on your candles, you put patchouli on your altar, you put patchouli in your shoe when you put in your money spell so you can walk into success and money. That's another video. I'll teach you guys how to do that, you know. But patchouli is it. I'm always keep patchouli oil or patchouli shake, I like to call it, just dehydrated patchouli powder, flowers, patchouli, and I'm going to put this in here. Just a pinch of it though. Now, as it relates, make sure we got this in here properly, yes. Gonna close up the oil box. I gotta keep this closed. This is a beautiful box. Keep all your oil separated from everything. So, right now, we have all the ingredients in this bottle to make the perfect prosperity abundance elixir. But we're still not done. I know what you're saying, like, man, that was pretty long. You know, you put a lot of stuff in here. We should be done. But let me tell you something, what a lot of amateurs make, or a lot of people that really don't understand magic or the rules to this game. Just because you put something together, just because you make a soup and you don't bring it to a boil, it won't be good. You can add all the ingredients to it you want, but until you put that fire on it and you let it sit for a while and marinate and consecrate, hey, that brings me to the new topic, consecration. This spiritual and abundance elixir is not done until it has been consecrated. And when I say consecrated, I mean this needs to sit on a altar, your friend's altar, your mama's altar, somebody's altar for a minimum of 7 days. And you need to walk into the room where it's at, and for about 5 to 10 minutes, you put all your intent. You pass all your sorrows and woes and all your joys and pains onto this, and you tell them, hey, you tell this elixir, when I put you on, when I open this up, when I put this on you, when I put this on me, you on me, I should say, I need you to remove all of this stuff that's going wrong. I need you to light my path. I need you to open my nose, open my eyes, you know. Do it. Say that type of stuff. Just 5 minutes a day for 7 days while this sits on your altar next to a white candle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you my altar. I'm going to show you my altar. Now, this altar right here, this is my altar that I specifically use for spell work, because everything has to be consecrated. I am 100% believer in consecrating everything I do. A spell is not just a spell until you consecrate those ingredients, spiritually bless them in Asia, until you get the manhandled demons off of them. It's never going to work for you. Always consecrate every spell, every item, everything you do, every elixir, every potion, everything. Always consecrate it, even when you're doing your dark magic. Consecrate it. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you an overview of my altar, my size, my vase, and I'm going to explain a little bit to you, but then again, I'm going to set this up there and let it go for 7 days. And remember, this is for an actual client and customer to which I send this video to him, believe it or not, of what I did for him. I put his name up there with a piece of paper, and I do it right. I can't share his information with you because, you know, he's a prominent guy in the community where I'm at, and he trusts me enough to do this for him. So I wouldn't mind, you know, sharing how to do this and making one personally for you guys. But that's another story, another day, another time, how I say. But right now, I'm going to put this on my altar. But before I put this on my altar and leave it there, because once it's there, I'm not going to touch it for 7 days. I'm just going to keep my candles burning on it for 7 days and do my prayers for him. But I'm not going to do 5 minutes. I'm going to sit down in here in front of this with my music playing, and I'm going to shout mantras at this thing for 30 minutes to an hour, whatever the Spirit leads me to do. Because when I hand this off to him, I need him to know, as soon as he pour it in his hands, as soon as he dash it on his feet, as soon as he do anything he want to do with it, he instantly see a change in his circumstance. So, I'm finna do a screen cut, show you the top of my altar, and you'll get a chance to actually see me place this up here, light the candle, and I'll say a prayer for you guys, and that'll be it. So, here's the altar where I consecrate everything on. I consecrate everything on this altar right here. As you can see, if you know anything about magic, if you've been in the game a while, you understand, you know what you're looking at. But if you haven't, I'll just explain briefly. The whole altar is Papa Legba's altar, or Elegoo. In some countries they call him Elegua, Papa Legba. In some countries Eshu Elegua, but this is not Eshu's Veve. This is Elegba's, or Elegua. So right now, you will see this is what the whole altar is comprised of him, because you can't do any spell without going through him. He is the door. He is the doorman. He is the gate opener. He holds the keys to everything. In order for you to talk to any of the other spirits, no matter what name, if you're going to call him Jesus Christ, the Bible say the only way to the Father is through me, the Son. So before you talk to any spiritual entity you would like to get his blessing, then you need to pay him. That's what the 4 pennies are for. Right here I have my quartz crystal, I have my citrine, I have Botswana agate next to Ogun, and I'll explain that later. Then I have the cowrie shell, seashell, you know, for, you know, spiritual blessings. So I'm going to explain to you what each one of these additional symbols are inside him, because these are the orishas that I want him to talk to in order to consecrate this elixir, so that I know it'll be imbued with power. So first we got right here, we got Oshun's symbol. She's the spellcaster, the charmer. She's beautiful. She's the fresh water. She's that refreshing ideology, mindset, thought process. That's what she do. So we have Oshun's Veve. Right next to Oshun we have Shango Veve. Shango is that fire god, that change, that transformation, just that spirit, that, you know, the Holy Spirit, that fire inside. That's Shango. So we have Shango on the altar because we're going to ask him to do something. We have Ogun. He will destroy your enemies for you. That's why it's so imperative that you put, you know, you put him in the mix when you're consecrating anything, prosperity wise, abundance wise, joy, anything to remove negative entities, hatred, all that. You have to put Ogun, the god of iron. Then right here, this is one that nobody typically uses that much for abundance spray, because she's full of transformation. This is Oya's Veve. She brings the storm, she brings the hurricane, she does what she do. She removes anything out of your way. Shango burns it up, direct opposite, she removes it, she blows it away. Beautiful, right? So, just like the direct opposite. Ogun, he cuts it down. Oshun, she washes it away. So, these are the 4 African powers I'm going to utilize to consecrate this. And again, I have them inside of Elegba's Veve, because he's the one that's going to communicate this to them. They won't talk to me without his blessing. And I paid him the 4 pennies and everything. So, without further ado, once I light my candle and put Once I put this on here and light my candle, I can't touch this for 7 days. The only thing I could do is come in here and pray on it, meditate on it. Because again, like I say, this is going to an actual client. And this is how you should be doing yours. You should be putting it on your altar for at least 7 days and burning a white candle. So I've already paid him. I put it in the center. And here's my white candle. The white candle has been wiped down, you know, and blessed. You always got to do that. And you would like to put the candle away because you don't want the heat source to start heating up the water. Keep in mind, we don't want that. So we just set it right here on the altar. Now that is on my altar, that is lit, we'll say a nice little prayer. I give you guys a nice little prayer that I like to say. You know, it helps me, it helped me out a lot. It helped me understand exactly what needs to be said and help, you know, the Orishas understand what I'm looking for. So without further ado, this is a prayer that you guys can use just on a daily basis whenever you fall to your knees and pray, or whenever you take your little meditative breaks out through the day. And here we go. Oh dear Heavenly Father, whose name I am not worthy to call, but whose grace and mercy I humbly request, please grant my wishes as we consecrate this in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, as we imbue this elixir with the power and the grace and the tenacity of all that you have set forth on the earth, coming from the earth and being returned back to the earth. This I ask in your Son's name, so mote it be, so mote it be, so mote it be. Simple prayer. He got the gist of it. The 5 Orishas that's imbuing this is going to do their job. I got faith. And I'll give you guys a follow-up video on this. Maybe I'll let my friend do a voiceover and tell you what he thinks about it. I would like to thank you all for tuning into this video. It means a lot to me that you trust me enough to go through these steps the proper way that I was taught. These are old recipes taught to me by my grandma, my great-grandma, passed down. And it feels good to be able to share it so that somebody else could benefit and prosper from this. So again, thank you all so much. If you like what you saw, hit the like button. If you have any comments or questions or want me to do something else, leave a comment down below. And if you really enjoy what you see, subscribe. I'm here for you. Remember, trust the you and universe, because that's all you got.